Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around the world. Big welcome to our Saturday morning Team Evolve training. Today is May 18th. My name is Peter No. I am going to be your bodybuilder, your coach, your best friend, your best business partner for the next hour. As for the next hour today, what we usually do is just our wrap up trainings for the week. Saturday is our last day of our training. As you know, we always train Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday now with our new schedule, and Saturday 10 a.m. But today is actually a literally special one because, as you can see, Marcy is traveling to Hawaii. Dr. Stacy is somewhere out in the world. I don't know. So I have this whole gym all by myself today. So you're in for a special treat because I have some major topics that I would love to train on, talk about. So if you have your pens ready, get your pencils ready, get your paper ready. Today we are going to be doing some storytelling. Who here would like to hear some stories? Okay, Maggie's the first one to raise hand. Okay. Today you're going to hear how Team Evolve came about. Who here wants to hear how Team Evolve came about? Awesome. At the same time, while I tell you the stories, okay, I want you to, number one, I want you to absorb it. I want you to be part of the story. Why am I doing this today? Because as you go out into the world, as you go out prospecting, introducing yourself to the world, remember, network marketing is just a self development journey with a compensation plan wrapped around it. Write that down. Network marketing is a self development journey with a compensation plan wrapped around it. What does that mean? That means the moment you've joined direct sales, the moment you've joined a network marketing company, the moment that you've made a decision to change your life by learning certain skills, you have just moved into a new world. It's a big deal. And the reason why I like to do these videos in the last couple of months is because I want to empower you. I want to let you know that all the wisdom of all the leadership here, we have now over 130 SPDs, PDs, and executive directors in Team Evolve in less than 5 years. We have developed to over 100,000 brand partner ID numbers under Marcy in less than 5 years. That means each one of us, each one of you have joined a community. What kind of a community is this, everyone? It is called a healthy and wealthy community because that's the only thing that we preach. It's called HTF, health, time, and freedom. And today I want to share with you how the word or the name Team Evolve evolved from. Where did that come from? Does anybody know here who created the website? Does anybody know here who sends out the text for all our social media that you get? Does anybody know here who's responsible for the biz site? Does everybody know who creates all the printing and marketing tools for you? Would you like to meet your team? Yeah. Do you know who takes care of all the uploading, posting, like Kathy Coker here, that's done it for forever for us now? Thank you. Today, I want to introduce you to our team. Today, I want to introduce you to our system. And I want whoever's watching this recording today, this will probably will be the first full recording of totally understanding where Team Evolve came from. So it's going to be a special one, okay? Just know that once you get the story in your heart and in your mind, okay, you can share this, because I promise you, today, network marketing is very different. Do we all agree on that? The COVID lockdown was an equal playing field for everyone. It did not matter if you were a billionaire, millionaire, housewife, firefighter, school teacher, college student. During that time, during the lockdown, it was the time when everybody was by themselves in that moment. Do you all remember that? I want to take you back that far, 4 years ago, March of 2020. When we were locked down, who was the first person, or who did you call every day to comfort you, to talk to know that you were still alive? Do you still remember who that was? The reason why I'm going back that far is because when I say it's an equal playing field, after the COVID, people were afraid. People were afraid to call each other and talk to each other. Remember that time? But the moment that you were not afraid, that was the person that you called. And that you had to rebuild that connection. Remember that? And then as we slowly built our community, and I'm going to get into this, as we slowly built Team Evolve, as we slowly got back into the communities, people started getting back into the meetings, the slowly getting togethers. Didn't it feel like it was like the first time you had to make friends again? Wasn't it again like a refresher? Like, wow, things changed. Mindsets changed. Perceptions have changed. So that's why today, more than ever, I meet all kinds of leaders. I meet leaders that have been in the industry for 50 years, 40 years, 30 years, very successful. And then I meet new leaders who've been leaders successful for the last 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. All I'm seeing now, there's a change because it's an equal playing field, meaning whatever you've done in the past is the past. It's the past. Every single one of us had to start over again during the lockdown. Is everybody still with me? We all had to start over. We all had to reconnect with our friends and family again. We all had to see who's on the same page with each other. So, starting off with this call, because we're going into a new time right now, Team Evolve, I want each one of you to know today, I want to talk about Team Evolve's story. I want to talk about how we became a team. I want to talk about the systems, who was responsible for creating this culture. I want to talk about the people that graduated already, that already opened up the doors for each one of us here. And I want to talk about you. Who here is the brand new partner here for the very first time? Who has been here for less than a year? I'm talking to you, okay? Because you are giving us your energy, your time. We value that. That's why we take it very seriously for Team Evolve under Marcy and myself, who've opened a door first, because we don't have time to waste. There is no hoorah-rah in Team Evolve, as you can see. There is no posturing. There is no convincing. There is just pure, direct messaging, pure, direct opportunity, pure, direct teaching. And this is how we grew this fast. So, for what we've done here, I want to say congratulations to each one of you, okay? Each one of you, from down to the very last person that joined Team Evolve, the very last person that went on your left leg and your right leg. Remember that? I want each person that comes into Team Evolve to feel, to know, and to duplicate exactly how Marcy and I did it. The only thing that has changed is what? Tools, and systems, okay? So, are you guys ready? Okay. So, Marcy joined somewhere in August of 2019. I joined in September 4th of 2019. So this August and September will be our 5-year anniversary, 5 years. Marcy and I have known each other 13 years ago in our previous companies. 13 years ago, okay? We were called sidelines. Does everybody know what a sideline is? A sideline is someone who just sidelines. Each one of you are sidelines, right? So my background is I've been in the industry for almost 20 years now. I've been with many, many companies before I met Marcy. And every year, remember, this is a self-development journey. So I want each one of you to know where you are at. Marcy and I are called running bodybuilders. We've always been in the industry. We never had a stop. What does that mean? We never stopped working. We constantly went from one company to one company to one company. How many of us here have ever been to many companies all the time? Good. What happens when you go from one company to another company to another company all the time? You pick up experience. You pick up friends. How many of us are still friends with people from our old companies? A lot of us. You pick up knowledge. So every time by the time Marcy and I left our old company, I was already into another company that had to do with high frequency, okay, high technology in frequencies, in blood circulation, okay. I picked up more friends there. So by the time Marcy introduced me to LifeWave, everyone, in 2019, I did not come in recruiting. I came in with the team already. Does that make sense? So when I came in, all I did is I introduced this technology. All I did is I introduced this technology to all my friends, which you know today. And then all we did is we went to work. So the first 5 months, September, October, November, December, January, because of all the people that came into our business, and that was before COVID, we were doing belly to belly, making phone calls, and just delivering patches and doing the old school way. Does everybody remember the old school way? That was the old school way. We did it so fast that we grew so fast that Marcy hit senior presidential director in the 5th month, in 19 weeks. She did it in 19 weeks. I did it the week after. I did it in 20 weeks. And then after us came everybody else behind us. Does that make sense? That was in January of 2020. Our first convention was in the Las Vegas with David Schmidt and our group. I still have pictures with Mariah, with a couple of people. Okay, I don't remember, but it was a while ago. So, what happened in March of 2020, everyone? The lockdown happened. So we could not celebrate. We couldn't do anything because the lockdown happened, right? So we had a plan, a tour. I mean, we were SPDs. We broke the record in SPD for LifeWave at that time for that speed. Okay, it wasn't done before at that time. So we were the new kids on the block. We came in. Now the lockdown happened. This is where it gets. This is where the story of Team Evolve happened. The moment the lockdown happened, a few days after, I had a everybody was afraid. The whole world was locked down. Nobody did any business. Remember that time? And then all I remembered is, what are we gonna do? And then I went to sleep and I got a download. I was like, oh my God, this thing is so simple that the company manufactures this. The company ships this for us. And LifeWave was in 80 countries. So then I was like, all we need to do is what? Expose this, expose it. What does that mean? Just get the word out and let the company do all the shipping for us. So how do we expose it? Then came Zoom. Has anybody used Zoom before? Don did, Victoria did, right? John did. We all used Zoom. Guess what? I didn't. I never used Zoom before. And I was a networker. And I never used Zoom before. That was my first time using Zoom, everyone. Okay? So the reason why I'm telling you this is why? Who here has been in network marketing for the first time here? Victoria, right? A couple people. No, not Victoria. Okay. If this is your first time in network marketing, this is the same thing with me, first time using Zooms. I had to get uncomfortable. I had to present. And even Marcy didn't even know what to do with Zoom. None of us really use Zoom. We were belly to belly people. That's why we're so good at creating messaging and piquing interest and pre-qualifying belly to belly. So when the Zoom happened, all I told Marcy is this: Marcy, we need to expose this whole thing fast. We need to get the word out there. Let the company do the shipping. Why don't we create a 30-minute testimonial? Because the product works so fast, we can show off all our testimonials. And every day we're going to feature a speaker, somebody. And back then, remember, it was just Marcy and I who were SPDs. We were barely developing our next SPDs. Remember that, everyone? So who was our speaker? Savi Vargas. Everybody remember Savi? Everybody remember Dr. Harmon? Everybody remember who else? Sheila. Who else? Sean. It was a bunch of people, okay? Kathleen. It was a bunch of us. And then in my mind, I was like, wow, what if one day we can do 7 days a week? And out of the 7 days a week, what if one day all those speakers will become senior presidential directors one day? Remember that, Kathy Coker? That was fun, right? So we went through the entire year of 2020, everyone. The worst and the most scariest time in the world. And during that time, all we had was each other. Every night, all we had was a 30-minute call. And it started with, I think, about maybe 15 and 20 of us one day. Then the next day it went to 25. Then the next day it went to 30. Then the next day it went to 35. Every single day, every day, 7 days a week for throughout the entire COVID time, we had a podcast. I cannot remember all the phone calls I got. Peter, I'm sorry. I'm not building the business, but every night when we get on your Zooms, we feel like so safe because we see a lot of people just happy and smiling during the worst times. You guys really remember that time? I can literally pull up right now on Telegram. Maybe next time we can do like a little throwback, Kathy. Okay, we'll find the oldest one. We'll find one of our first Zooms, And then we can see all our wrinkles and all our stuff on our face before the X39 really kicked in. But so now, what happened during 2020? Marcy and I and our leadership, all the leaders, all the presenters, we started coming out with our website. We started to develop the website, okay? Now, it has evolved, okay? I'm not going to go back to years ago, but it has evolved to the startx39now.com. If you look at that website took 4 years of content to develop. All those, every single one of those testimonials have been cut and edited. Every single one of those testimonials have been years and years of interviews, live people that shared their real stories. Then when we created the website, we also created the backend website, which is today called the start333biz.com. Once we started to develop the website and the team name, we started to create the systems, the people who were responsible for this. So in the beginning, it's always Kathy Coker's helping us upload. Neil was always helping us send out the social media. Does everybody know Sally Fung? Okay. She's been creating our tools, our look, our printed materials, our banners, all for the last almost 5 years now. She's been working with me for over 15 years now together. Does everybody know Michelle Blaze? She has developed our site, our website, our StartX39 now, and our next site coming up. I want each one of you now to know today, who is your team? So when you join network marketing, the beautiful thing about network marketing, and this is why you join network marketing, is to leverage a system, correct? Leverage a system where we can leverage people, and people will turn into points, and points will turn into residual income. But I want you to think, for example, Don, if you were to open up a business, Don, number one, what product would you sell? Number two, who would manufacture your product? Number three, who's handling your customer service for your product? Number four, who's doing the IT for all your websites and your shopping cart? Number five, who's marketing for you on social media? Who's doing all the posting for you, all the flyers for you, all the incentives for you? Number six, who trains your team, Don? Who trains your sales force? Who trains your managers, your leaders, your brand new people coming on? Number five, who does all your events? Who's your events team? Who's your audio team? Who's your visual team? Number 10, 11, 12, who's your David Schmidt? Who creates your patents? Who creates your studies for you? Who creates your manufacturing? Who creates your distribution center? Who runs all your 9 headquarter offices around the world? Who does your accounting? What number are we on? Number 20? Who does your scheduling, Don? Who's your personal assistant? Who answers your phone for you, Don? Everyone, was that kind of a mouthful? That's your team. Isn't it nice to know that you have a whole system, a whole team backing you up every single day, while all you have to do is just be the best student, the best entrepreneur, And all we want here in Team Evolve is what? What do we want here, Don? We want your treasures. Everybody, write down treasure equals relationships. How many years have you taken to develop your relationships with your friends, with your family, with your coworkers, with your fellow networkers, with your neighbor, with your Starbucks family, with your church members, with your bowling friends, with my car club? How many years have you taken? How many years have you taken to treasure your relationships? And this is where we're going to go into now, your networking journey. If you have taken so long to preserve your treasures and you join a network marketing company and you get excited about a product, how many of us ever joined a network marketing company because we were excited about the product? Many of us. You were so excited about the product. It's like seeing this most beautiful girl in front of you. But then I forgot to ask her where her brains are at.
Sorry about that.
I know. Sorry about that, right? I saw this beautiful girl and I forgot where her personality was at. That's what happens every day in network marketing. We get excited about a product and we forget about who the owner is, who the team is, who the system is. And then you think you can do it all by yourself. And then you call your uplines and they don't know themselves. And then they call their uplines and they don't know themselves either because there's no system. But then you're still so excited because the product is so good that you think you're going to change the whole world, but you're all by yourself. You don't have a podcast team to present for you. You don't have uplines and systems to help you take care of the orders, do the printing. You don't have anyone to train all your new people for you. But then you still want to go ahead and you still want to beat it. And I'm only telling you this because all my friends that are in other companies that'll be watching this video, because I'm going to send it to you, you're going to have to listen. And sometimes it's a reality check because this is called third-party validation. I'm telling you from a third party. I cannot tell you directly. But if you don't have the right team and the right system, along with the right owner, along with the right product, along with no competition, along with stability, along being debt-free, along being the #1 company in the direct sales and growth, along having this technology to back you up, you're going to have a very long battle. I don't care about the latest and greatest skincare product out there. I don't care about the latest and greatest supplement. I don't care about the latest and greatest diet product, because that still does not go down to the core root of the core root, which is your stem cells. And I don't even care if you have another stem cell product out there that keeps on calling me, because if you cannot patent it, if you cannot prove it to me, and it's still like every other same thing, then we have nothing to talk about. That's why we have a website for you to check us out first before you talk to us. Does that make sense, everyone? That website has patents on there, studies on there. So let's compare apples to apples. So now do you understand a little bit more about your journey? Do you feel empowered? Now let's take this power now and let's talk about what happened to Team Evolve. So even the word Team Evolve came from my brother Eric. My brother Eric. Sorry, I was reading something. My brother Eric. I was with him for years in my other company and couldn't break through. Came back into life again, and then all of a sudden came here with me, and then he saw the system that him and I talked about for years. He saw what has been developed with what we talked about and learned. The only difference between Eric and I is because I took what we learned and I applied it. So this goes into the next topic. Are you applying what you learn? Are you sharing to your treasures, to the people that you truly care about, what you're learning? Are you leveraging our tools, our podcast, our websites? Are you leveraging our community? Remember, when I say this, we are living in a different times in networking today. It's not about who has the best product, who has the best training, who has the best of everything. It's a whole package now. You have to have the whole package. Does that make sense, everyone? But our package is people. We come with love first. You have to come with love, not with information. You have to come with compassion now, because people are looking more for communities today than ever. But not just any community. It has to be a very transparent community. It has to be an open heart community. It has to be in a community where everyone is equal playing field. This is the first time. How many of us here are working with sidelines? Sidelines here in our teams. There you go. Do you know how rare it is to work with sidelines in our teams? Usually every team is just upline, downline, upline, downline, upline, downline. This is the first time we're seeing sidelines, 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 sidelines. That's why when you come to our Team Evolve event, get ready for all our Team Evolve events moving forward. Especially remember the last one in July in Orlando with David Schmidt. We had almost 1,200 people, 1,200 business partners locking arms. Did you remember what every single guest that left there said? And even other teams, they were blown away because they're like, Peter, I did not even understand. I did not even know you guys were one team. There's no way. I've never seen one team work together this well before. It has never been done. So that goes along with, again, the whole package. It comes with David. It comes with Team Evolve. It comes with everything that we've done in 4.5 years. The reason why we work so well together is I want each one of you to know that each one of you sees each other every day. You're really working out together every day, every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, for any of our podcasts where you're seeing 300 to 700 peoples. You recognize faces like Kojo driving right now, like Heidi Johnson hanging out, like Brenda, right? Like Mike Malley, like Dale, like Sally, like Carol's. You recognize leaders every day, and that's called stability. When you join an organization where you don't see new leaders coming in because the company and us, we don't give positions away. There is no free ride here. Does everybody know that? We respect each other because everybody builds it from the ground up. Does everybody know what ground up means? Everybody starts with zero. There is no special treatment. When April and Dr. Stacy came in, do you know what the first thing they watched here? They watched Marcy and Peter's training, and they literally duplicated us 2 years after Marcy and I joined. And April and Dr. Stacy, 2 years later, they were one of our top income earners. April actually makes more money than Marcy and Peter. Thank you, April. I just announced it, okay? So the world knows now. April makes more income than Marcy and Peter 2 years later. That speaks volume. You notice how all our podcast presenters, they are presenting for you. Do you know that they treasure your treasures? They respect all the people that you bring on every day to the podcast. When you bring on, Don, when you bring on a brand new guest, we have to welcome them with open arms, right? They have to be able to see what you saw and then what everybody else saw before ahead of you. Do you know what's the hardest thing in MLM to do? It's kind of easy to get everyone excited and build up momentum. But the hardest thing is keeping that momentum going every day. Has anybody here worked for a corporation before? Does corporations have challenges, Sherry? Yes. Is there good people, chatterbox? Is there gossip? Is there negativity going on in everybody's life and corporations? Yes. Same here in our teams. But what do we do here? We lead. We don't let bullshit get in the way, because bullshit is confusion. Gossip is confusion. And that's why our motto has always been, find someone like you or better than you. If you're comfortable in enrolling people that are not like you, that means lazier than you, more negative than you, then that means it's not good. Until you grow, I'm telling you, I can literally tell by someone who's been stuck as a manager for 3-4 years. It all depends on who you're working with, who you're enrolling. So I highly suggest just get better, bring better people onto the team. If you're stuck somewhere, look deep within yourself, go within, find the time. If you need to listen to more motivational, I really don't like motivational, because motivation dies. Commitment is what keeps going, the grit. Surround yourself. If you're ever sad, plug into more podcasts. Hear other people's stories. Because if I'm sad and I plug into a Monday call, a Tuesday or a Thursday call, and I hear somebody who's been in pain for 20 years, and then all of a sudden it took the patch and that pain went away, I put myself in her shoes or in his shoes. I could have a bad day, meaning I could have had a pop tire. I could have a disagreement with Marcy because we're not agreeing on what day to do an event. But at the end of the day, we still love each other because we're doing it for the good. Does that make sense, everyone? You can have disagreement, but you can disagree on things that you're building. But if you're disagreeing on personality and ego issues, then we might have a little problem right there. That ain't gonna build your business, right? So what do we do every day? Let's get into the systems that has been created. I'm not going to go into the biz site. There's plenty of trainings on that. I'm not going to go into the comp plan. There's plenty of trainings on that. Onboarding, Cheryl Murray Diamond. If you have not seen her onboarding yet, I'm going to post that up on our Facebook. Cheryl Murray Diamond, okay? Cheryl Diamond Murray. Sorry, Cheryl Diamond Murray.
It's Diamond-Murray.
Is Sherry Diamond-Murray. Thank you, Heidi. If you have not seen her onboarding, I'm going to post that up. If you have not seen Eric Beal's script on how to peak and pre-qualify, it is dead on point, okay? It is beautiful. It is perfectly duplicated. We are literally seeing people that have never had success becoming managers and directors now, because they can physically guide a brand new person from nothing, cold market, to showing them exactly what to do on their phone, to know exactly what to say, to know exactly how to follow up, to know exactly how to take the order, to exactly how to bring them back, and then what to do next. Our systems now, everyone who is already used to the system now, our whole podcast system and our training system, who is feeling the flow into your week with the system. I love it. Thank you. It is the most beautiful team effort system I've ever seen. Meaning, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, if you follow Marcy, myself, and Dr. Stacy's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, the morning time with Marcy, Tuesdays is lunchtime with Peter with our rank training and in the know. Just of those right there, we have you covered in the morning, and you always know what to do beginning of the week. At nighttime, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that is called the podcast, are your money making activities. The more people you can bring, the more you learn in the morning and lunchtime, the more you can bring them to the nighttime, the dinner time, to duplicate the system. The more eyeballs you can get onto the podcast, you are hitting a home run from morning to night. Morning to night. Does that make sense, everyone? You want to constantly hit home runs every day. Okay. Yes. Boop. So the moment you hit a home run every day, get used to that high feeling. Get used to that development. Remember, network marketing is a self-development journey with a compensation plan wrapped around it. What if, Don, you can develop 2 people into that journey? You cannot graduate network marketing until you graduate developing 2 people like you or better than you. Now, you can get lucky, and Kathy can go into a Starbucks and buy a Starbucks, and she can pique someone's interest, and that person just so happened to be the oldest Herbalife distributor of Herbalife, and he just happened to love the patches, right, Kathy? And all of a sudden, Kathy found her one, right? Who here wants to get lucky? We all do. Well, you're in network marketing. You can get lucky. But who here wants to build their business with skills? It is the most fulfilling thing in the world to know that you have made a difference to 2 people. 2 people. That's why you signed up to network marketing. If you cannot develop or identify 2 people ever in your career, it goes the same, Don, if you were to open up a coffee shop and you want to find 2 business partners. It's the same if you want to open up a beauty salon and you find 2 managers. Does that make sense, everyone? In every business you do, you still have to have 2 people that are like you, on the same page as you, as partners. That's why all my trainings, you don't see me say, go recruit 100 people, go recruit 50. Those are numbers that you might have to go through, but I want you to treasure your relationships. You cannot burn through all your people that you know. Does that make sense, everyone? You can't do that. You have to go one by one by one by one by one, because you have to learn through each one of them what you said, how you listened to them, what they wanted. Each person is a learning curve for you. Does that make sense? They're not just numbers. And that's why I don't like it when leaders just say, go through number. No. You spent years developing those relationships. You have to honor those relationships. You have to respect them. Does that make sense? If I would have burned through all my numbers, there's no way all my leaders will be here with me today. I don't treat people like a number. If I want to talk to Susan Roeder, I'll talk to her. If I want to talk to Alice, I'll talk to her. If I want to talk to Tammy, I'll talk to her. Does that make sense? I would physically call the phone and I would have a conversation. That is network marketing. It's how you are having conversations and evolved conversations. I can almost promise you this, okay? There is absolutely no one that can say no to our technology. No one. If you truly talk to them, if you truly listen to them, and you truly understand their problems, which is health, time, and freedom, I guarantee you, you are the solution to that problem. It's just how you deliver it and how you message it and how you take care of them during that process. That is a dating process. And that process cannot be cheated. It cannot be hurried. It's a process. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay. I'm taking you back to the basics. And what you do is you have to learn how to use our tools. You have to learn how to use our system. You have to learn how to leverage our leaders. You have to learn how to leverage our community to develop those connections with your treasures. I can't believe it's already 10:50. I want to take just a few minutes. If anybody just wants to take a minute or two and just share what they got out of this last hour, okay? Was there an aha moment for you? Was there anything that just got you or something that shifted? I'll call on you. Raise your hand, unmute yourself if you'd like to share. Go ahead. Oh, Amy. What's up, Amy? Unmute yourself.
Hey, Peter.
Hey.
How have you been?
Oh, I'm excited.
I know, I could tell. I love the passion. I feel it. Yeah, I just wanted to jump on here real quick, Peter, and just thank you for everything. And as you're reminiscing, I remember all those, right? I remember we joined March 20, 2020. So we remember that. Remember when all the podcasts started. So for those who are on the line today who are new, it just evolved like crazy, right? It was all organic. And being in this industry, I've never seen a company like this or this system. So when we first came here, Bob and I were like, there has to be more. There has to be something else. We just kept trying to figure it out, right? And then we just went with the system. But the podcast is what took this team to the next level, Peter. Like you said, because it was real, it was raw, it was genuine. And you're right, the team Evolve, we are heart-centered. This is about giving people hope. We have the best product in the world, guys, bar none. Bar none, the best health product in the world. It's simple, it's affordable, it's effective. And folks, we have zero competition. So I want you to think about that. Zero competition. And we are blessed. And you're right, Peter. I've never seen another company where people do work sideline, right? We help each other. It isn't about, oh, where are you in my lineage? Am I going to make money off you? No, we want to help everyone with the best community, the best product, and the best company that we've ever seen. And Peter, I just want to personally thank you for everything.
Well, I want to take this opportunity. I want to thank you and Bob. Since day one, I still remember the phone call. It was raining cats and dogs. Geraldine put us on the phone. I remember how I felt. I remember when I hung up the phone, I was like, wow, I think I just met some incredible partners. Everything since that day, Amy, and has been just a blur, like literally 4 years of blur. All we did, everyone, through Amy, Bob, Juliana, Carol, Savi, Dr. Harmon, everyone who was there in the beginning, all we had was each other every day, everyone. Just like how we have each other every day here. But today, Amy, here, we have this of each other. We're so big, everyone. Okay. I can't even tell you the layered leadership that we have here. And, as we're going to go into the comp plan next time, I want you to know that Bob and Amy is my third generation, And this is why I love it, because I always prove to everyone, do not give up your personals. If you give up your personals one day, what if you had a Bob and Amy that is your third? And what if you gave up one of your personals for your mom, dad, brother, sister, someone to sign up, and then you lose that generation? Bob and Amy are my biggest cyclers. So every week, 20% of a lot of money is still a lot of money, right, Amy? So I wanted to take this opportunity and share that. And thank you so much. We have so much more to go, Amy. I mean, we're barely scratching the surface, but what we've created here has been amazing. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next thing is I'm going to call on Cheryl, and then Karen, and then Penny, and then Heidi. Go ahead, Cheryl.
Hey, Peter. How's it
Hey.
going? Hey, you know what? The first thing I wanted to, the aha moment, even in this training today, was the belief system that you have in place for everybody, that you find someone like you better than you and all you need is two, right? I mean, that is so powerful. I'm like going, holy shit, all I need are two, like me or better than me, right? Two. It's fantastic. And I just love it. The second thing, and as I want to let everybody know, that Eric Beale's training is in the onboard training. So they know that that's all integrated. Okay, for everybody. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
I want to thank Cheryl. When I got to meet Cheryl about a year and a half ago, Cheryl, is that right?
Yeah.
I had no clue who Cheryl was. Again, I was introduced by Kathy, and I love Kathy, and we just developed a relationship. But I just want to give it up. Kudos to you, Cheryl. You've not only stepped it up, you've literally showed leadership from the time I see you at the convention and popping up and helping Mark and helping all these people in the background that I never even knew. But because the system, the leadership, and then once we got to build our relationship, how you just blossom and just blew up.
Yeah.
I love seeing growth through you, Cheryl. So big kudos to you. Okay.
Thank you. And I love this sideline thing. I do so much sideline. It's insane, but I love it. It's pulling everybody together. You're great, Peter. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And everybody's looking up to you. So let's do who else is Brenda, and then Penny, and then Heidi, and then Nancy. So let's do Brenda. Unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Let's go to Penny. Penny, unmute yourself. What would you like to share?
I want to say a great big thank you to you guys. I fell in love with the industry when I was I'm 73, by the way, but when I was about 20 years old, I fell in love with the industry. And I've done everything to follow instructions, from knocking on doors to sell soap on Saturday morning. Problem was, none of the other companies that I've been involved with ever had a consistent system that they worked with. So following instructions today was not the same as following them tomorrow. So I could do it, not that I was ever very successful in anything that I did, but I could do it, but I couldn't teach it. And I had such a huge guilt on my conscience, because I felt like I was promising people that was getting into the industry something that I couldn't deliver. This is the first place that I have ever been that has a precise, consistent message on how to teach me how to be that leader that I need to be, to actually help the people that believe in me enough to join this, to join my group. The company is great. The products are fantastic. But if you don't have that system, from my experience, you're not going to get anywhere. And for the first time, we've got that system. And I just want to say a huge thank you.
Oh, Penny, this compliment is received by everyone who's watching this, okay? Because, you know, it just breaks my heart when I see good, hard working people that give their time, sacrifice their money. And I hate, it's like my pet peeve for leaders or teams or organizations to not have it together and then drag people through the time where, and that's what gives this whole thing a bad name. But I've been like you, Penny. I've been there, you know, I've listened, I've been told, I did everything. All my uplines before told me what to do, and in my heart, in my gut, I knew this wasn't right. It just didn't make sense, right? So going through it, breaking through it, still being here, and then listening to your story now. Your story is what millions and millions of people go through. Okay, everyone. That's why I'm so adamant. I'm so hard sometimes, because I know in my heart, I know, everyone, that Team Evolve, whatever we're doing for the company, but not only the company, what we're doing for the industry, we are changing the industry's behavior, and we're calling it out through results, through credibility. You cannot deny what we've done the most organic way. I've never seen a whole organization reach to this kind of level without talking about and showing off money. That is the most thing, okay? That keeps it organic. That keeps it ego free if you don't put the money into the equation. And that's what we've done here. And trust me, we make a lot of money, okay? It's not about the money. So Heidi, and then Nancy, and then Nicole. Go ahead, Heidi.
Heidi Johnson, Heidi Pearson, or Heidi Miller?
Huddle. Heidi Miller.
Heidi Huddle.
Yeah, Heidi
So
Huddle.
I am just so grateful today that you asked us if we had ever been in an industry that actually received, like, voluntarily calls from other sidelines. I just want to do a quick shout out. I would not have gotten my first gold kit as my first brand partner a week ago Friday if it were not for Karen McBride, Robert Slagle, Diane Rubinshevsky, Fred Natron, Kathy Sojin, Midge Woods, Shabby Vargas, Tanya Hovel, Cheryl Diamond Murray, Eric Beal with the raspberries. He gave me raspberries at the February 24th event. I'm going to name two more names that are important. Annie DeCoker was my very first bikini gal.
We love Annie.
Sit-ups. And then I met you, Peter No. And then Sylvia Amaral, and Elizabeth, that just called me 2 days ago and shared an amazing story. And then I ended up doing a 3-way call, and I might have my brand partner by second gold by the end of today. So thank you. Sidelines are amazing.
Wow. Thank you, Heidi. I think we all can feel your love, your appreciation.
And I have Amy Hamsi's autograph in my book. She gave me tiramisu after she walked out of the I don't remember this, but her husband, Jack Hamsi, actually autographed for her.
I don't know where Heidi is sometimes around the country, but wherever I am, I find her there. So I don't know how she gets around, but I can tell you her commitment is there. Okay. She's there. She learns. If you get to meet her, she's a very smart woman. She has photogenic memories. Okay. So Heidi, thank you for all you do, and just keep on going. Okay. We got you. Thank you. All right. Next thing is, let's do Nancy and then Nicole. Go ahead, Nancy. What would you like to share? Unmute yourself. Nancy Moreau. I wonder if Nancy can unmute. If not, Nancy, I'm going to go to Nicole. Okay, Nicole, you can unmute yourself. Nicole Reynolds.
Okay, hi.
Hey.
Hey, it's nice to meet you. I just want to say I'm so happy about the system. I just found out about LifeWave a month ago from Dr. Rosenberg, who does not build a business. And I was so in. He has me on a plan to help me detox and everything. I've been going through a lot of stuff that I haven't been able to figure out on my own. So when I learned about the patches, I was so excited, and I just went on YouTube and found everything I could find. Right. Well, then I ended up signing up my in-laws as platinum, and then my parents as diamond, and then but I signed up too. And then, but John Harmon called me, and he told me, "Oh, he plugged me into the system," and I was like, "What? I didn't expect that at all. I thought I was on my own, but I was still gonna do this because I was so excited about the product."
Wow. Wow.
And I had done like Amway in the past and, Young Living and different things in the past that it was like, well, I don't know. But this just hit me so hard. I have to share it, right? And I love what you said about how it's a one-on-one thing, because that's how I feel. I don't want to put out Facebook ads and get a million people calling me. I want to share it one by one, right? And my brother, who knows Dr. Rosenberg, who's a chiropractor as well, he had his wife who has a ton of health issues on the patches like 2 years ago, but they didn't have a system. They didn't know, it hadn't been built up. So I called her and I said, you didn't notice anything on the patches? And she says, well, I didn't really know anything about it. I only tried it for 2 months, and she had so many things that she needed longer. Right. So I think having the system, she would have known to stay on it. She could have been so much farther along. So the system is huge. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Nicole, for sharing. And Dr. Rosenberg's been with us forever. You got to meet Dr. Harmon. I mean, you literally got the best 2 doctors on your side.
I'm so happy.
And then now you have our system here. But thank you for acknowledging that, because I know everyone, that's why we have our calls, okay? If you know anyone that's lost, if they didn't, Nicole, now that you're here, if you know that anyone that's lost, doesn't know where to find us, maybe they lost their uplines or something, bring them to these calls, okay? And then one by one, whatever you learn here, Nicole, just take it 3 months at a time. But I can almost promise everyone 1 year. If you truly just give us 3 to 6 hours every week for 1 whole year, not only are you going to learn so much about health, right, because of the stories, but you're going to learn some skill sets that you can apply not only to network marketing, but to your life. We teach lifestyle basics: breakfast, lunch, and dinner, build, leverage, duplicate, right? Constantly. And know this, from Marcy down, we have never stopped working. We love, and this is not even work, right, Nicole? When you find someone think passionate, this is what we do. Even at our level, at my level right now, I keep it so simple. Even if I talk to 3 people a day, whether they're my team or my personals, even if I help Nicole talk to 3 people a day, I've done my job. Does that make sense? Just because we're so big does not mean that I have to take care of everyone. And I don't want you to either. I want you to take care of the people that are in front of you. And as long as you've done 3 things in a day, 3 things to help you grow, and eliminate 3 things that don't help you, you've lived your fullest life that day. Does that make sense, everyone? Don't complicate things. Eliminate 3, add 3. Those 3 could be talking to 3 people, patching 3 people, saying hello to 3 people. I don't care. Does that make sense? As long as we're in activity, constant activity. Nancy, do you want to share? Last one?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, twofold. Something that really I found, I don't want to say profound, but kind of, when you talked about when you do have a business, what it looks like to really have it. We had a commercial construction company in Minnesota. We built like all the Papa John's and Mall of America. We did tons of things. And people would always be like, oh my gosh, you're so lucky you have a business. I'm like, are you kidding me? You don't sleep. You have to get buildings, employees, work comp insurance, union. I mean, it was just, no, it's a headache. And you're only as good as your next sale for any business you have, right? If you don't get the next contract, you don't have the next sale. Well, I was involved with another network marketing company, but I just felt really broken. I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't look people in the face and tell them that they could make money or that I could have, the results with the product they were hoping to get. So I don't know if you know Rose Holmberg. Rose?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Yes, I do know.
Well,
Yes.
we've been connected way back in Minnesota through church, and she contacted me 4 years ago. And I was like, no. I will throw up if you even talk to me about direct sales. So another 2 years went by, and she wanted to give my father some patches because he's had 7 knee surgeries in 6 years on the same leg, and he's 94, which is a whole nother testimony of how the patches in the last 2 weeks have totally changed him. But then 2 years went by, and my husband had an injury, and they did, the normal medication shots, chiropractor, steroids, you name it. And he said, why don't you go get some stem cell therapy? So I thought, okay, yeah, for $3,500 a shot. So I thought, oh, what's that stuff Rose keeps bugging me about? And the story, we got the patches 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago.
Wow.
And my husband's knee was better in a couple of days.
Wow.
I've had, an autoimmune. I feel 100% better. His shoulder, all the aches and pains from being in construction his whole life have tremendously helped him. But the other part of it is, I don't want to say this is easy because it is work, but it is no comparison to have a brick and mortar business.
Correct.
All you got to do is care about people and listen to them and see how you can help them. Every person I have patched has had results. Now, if that doesn't bring joy to me and in my heart, it's just opened a whole new passion. And you don't know who just wants to feel better or who would like to maybe earn some extra money. And the system part of it is huge. The other company I was with, you had to make your own flyers, everything. You just had to reinvent the wheel 100 times over, and it wasn't duplicatable. And I thought, if I can't do it, then the people I know, and I'm not being vain, but they would probably not be able to do it either. So this is duplicatable. I was a manager in 5 days. It's like, well, that's easy. And I'll be a director here soon. And I've got a doctor and a nurse who are, so many people want to heal naturally, and they don't want all the medication that's prescribed. So, those type of people want to help people too. So I am just excited. I'm just excited.
I think we can hear the excitement in your voice. And what a way to end this call today, everyone. Did you hear what Nancy said? This could be the easiest thing because you're just dealing with people. If you really want to, if you really want to compare income to workloads, you don't want to be a construction developer, okay?
No,
for sure. But
no.
Nancy, I can't wait to see you in person. And thank you for
I'll
being
be in Orlando. Are you going to be in Orlando?
Everyone, this Orlando event, I'm going to close this call off. So thank you, Nancy. This Orlando event, everyone, will be a Team Evolve leadership. It's a place where you're going to rub belly to belly, get to know all the leaders there. Okay, we want to make sure. David, I just want to be clear, he's working his schedules to be there. Okay, so we just want to make sure because if he's not, he's going to have a live video, but he's making his schedules out there. All the Team Evolve leaders, a lot of us, we're going to be out there. We're renting out Margaritaville. So get in touch. We're really going to be promoting it hard now moving forward. That will be like a pre-party before the convention. The convention, I hate to say it, I think it's sold out, okay? I don't know, but I believe it's sold out. So we're going to have this as a pre-convention to the party, so you can meet all the leaders. So it's 11:13. We went way over today, but who here learned something today? Raise your hand. So nice. Okay. Who here learned maybe 2 or 3 or 4 things? Okay. I'm going to send out this recording. It's going to have a nice title to it. I want you to send this out to your teams. Okay. This is a really beautiful call. It's something that you can share the story with and just be proud of who you are, what you're part of. And I just want to let everybody know this before I go. At the end of the year, at the convention, when David announces the new technology, I promise you, you will, if by that time you're going to wish you knew more people. That is how profound this technology is going to be. I will tell you, I can't tell you what it is, but everything that David has said on stage, everything that he has shown so far is coming to reality. This is going to revolutionize. The patches are 1/3 of the human genome. This is going to be 2/3. We're going to have a whole full human genome regeneration and repair. It's going to be a wild ride. So I love you all. I'll see everybody in June 1st in Arizona. Let's pack house over there, everyone. And then we'll see each other at the next event. So enjoy your weekend.
Call, Peter. Woo!
Great
job. Thank you. God
Bye,
bless you.
everybody. Love you, Heidi. Bye, everyone.
Love you. Bye. Heidi.
Awesome call. Awesome.
Heidi, ho there.
Thank you, everyone. Enjoy this recording.
Thank you.
Bye.